Yeah, sure. People in the background.
I've just been looking on Twitter, and there are kind of different reports about what's happening with Rachel and Corrie.
Right.
Some reports saying that the IDF are turning it to support.
Yeah.
Others saying that that's not true. So kind of mixed reports at the moment.
Well, I'm sure they'll treat it with kid gloves.
I think so. Okay, just to begin with, just your name, please.
Kevin, I live in London and the coordinator of People Palestine.
Can you explain what happened on board the boat earlier this week?
Yeah, 4:25 in the morning, there or thereabouts, there was a murderous assault on a passenger vessel, which was 80 to 90 miles at sea away from land, in international waters, in pitch black, about 500 to 600 people aboard, the youngest of whom was not yet 1 year old, the oldest of whom 88 years old, MPs, religious people, the exiled Archbishop of Jerusalem, Israeli commandos of the kind, fully armed, assault rifles, sidearms, commando weapons of all kinds, the kind that are used against professional armies, attacked by air and from the sea itself from attack diggers. Percussion grenades went off first. There was a danger that could have caused mass panic, but thankfully we stopped that and we think nobody went overboard at that point. And very rapidly, the dull thud of rubberized bullets gave way to the live crack of live rounds, and we started to sustain very heavy casualties. We had a makeshift emergency room. Unfortunately, that was overwhelmed. It was turned into a makeshift room.
Can I just stop you there? Move the flag in the background, or is that? Would you mind just? You're fine, so there, but not holding the flag up. Thank you. So, can you just describe a bit about what happened when you realised that they were coming on board the boat? How much warning did you have?
No warning at all, although we'd had earlier radar contact with Israeli warships and then visual contact some hours earlier. They appeared out of the pitch darkness. The helicopter came as if from nowhere and the attack began. I was on the second deck down on the starboard side of the ship on the outside. I personally saw two men shot, one directly in front of me, a metre away, stood where you are, one half a metre to the right and back of me. There were no Israeli soldiers in the immediate vicinity. We had nothing in our hands. The shots appeared to have come from above, either from the helicopter or soldiers on the roof. The man in front was shot in the leg, the man behind me was shot in the abdomen. But in no sense could these people have been described as any threat to anybody because there was no one around for them to threaten.
Okay, but the pictures show some of the Israeli forces coming under attack when they got onto the boat. Were people on there not armed?
I find it perversion of the English language to say the Israeli soldiers were attacked. We were attacked in international waters, a civilian passenger boat attacked by the full force of elite commando units. If under those circumstances people flexibly resist, they do what they can to resist the assault that's taking place, they have every right to under every international moral and legal code. Look, on the one side, 9 men are dead. Maybe a 10th will die today. There was a funeral of one in Istanbul yesterday. Another man died today. Many, many more injured. That's on the one side. On the other side are a couple of roughed up Israeli soldiers, as the Americans say.
And can you just describe what it was like when they boarded the boat? What was
the word horrific is often overused. This was truly an horrific scene. People were screaming, there was commotion. We did our best to prevent a generalised mass panic. Our great fear was that people would rush to the sides of the boat, and even there could have been an even greater loss of life with people going overboard. Percussion grenades, as I say, live rounds, and then casualties that we started to see, first of all on the top of the boats and then lower down. My colleague from Viva Palestina, Nikki Enchmarch, who's a New Zealander, she was next to a man who was shot through the middle of the forehead. He was holding a stills camera at the time, trying to take pictures. Through the middle of the forehead, the exit wound blew away the back third of his skull, and she comforted him as he died in his last few seconds.
Okay, and can you just tell us a bit more about what you saw when this was all happening?
I saw, as I say, the shooting directly in front of me and to the right of me. I also saw the helicopter rotors, and occasionally I caught sight of the soldiers on the top of the roof. I saw one of the soldiers who'd been overpowered, who was being bundled into the ship and protected from any retaliation should there be any, and there was none that I saw in all accounts demonstrate that, which again undermines completely the Israeli version of events. They were trying to claim that this was some kind of terror ship. They said this from the beginning. This is a terror ship going to Gaza. What they were terrified of was the fact that we were bringing peace, goodwill, olive trees, cement, and a determination to lift an inhuman and immoral siege on the people of Gaza.
Okay, and can you tell us, are you in touch with anyone aboard the Rachel Corrie? Have you been speaking to anyone on it?
No, I'm not. My understanding is the Rachel Corrie is an entirely separate mission. The key thing this week is, and the coming weeks will, for me, are twofold. First, to ensure that those who've lost their lives are remembered and that the fullest possible investigation takes place into that. And second, that the pressure is increased now to end all of this once and for all. And the way to do that is to end the siege on the people of Gaza.
Right, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Are you going to the demonstration today? Can I take your phone number, please?
The Israelis took absolutely everything that I possessed. They gave me back a piece of luggage with nothing in it.
Okay.
Thanks, Tony.
Oh, sorry.
07958